Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, follow up on that butchered motor. As you see, I put a set of push rods on it, put it in this old 490 shell, and this 490 shell is just broken on both sides. It was broken here, it's been repaired. Just junk. Anyway, the point being, I put push rods on this, put a front crossbar on it, got it mounted in this shell with wire ties. This is the result. That's 50% power, pulling 8 Lionel cars. So, a $3 motor that was absolutely butchered. I bought it to cannibalize it for parts, and since I had nothing to do tonight, I figured I would go ahead and see if I could get it running. And as you see, not only is it running absolutely splendidly. This is a double reduction motor. So I put a set of push rods on it, put a crossbar on it, put it in this old 490 shell. I've got it mounted with a couple of wire ties. And this old motor is up and running, and not only running, but running perfectly, as you see. That's pulling 8 Lionel cars at 50% power, and it is absolutely purring. Now, no one would ever know that this was a butchered motor. You can't see the motor. All you see the wheels and the push rods. But as you see, it is running splendidly. So I have got to say it. Don't overlook the junk. Just because something's junk when you get it doesn't mean it's going to be junk when you're finished with it. I don't think anyone would object to owning this locomotive. You know, I've got that motor mounted in there with a couple of wire ties. You put that motor in a decent shell with a couple of screws, it gives you a really decent running locomotive that costs you $3. As you see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. It runs forward only, and there is no headlight, but it is running. And not only is it running, it's running perfectly. Double reduction motor. So, added push rods, added a front crossbar, dropped it in this old 490 shell, and you have a locomotive that not only runs, but runs perfectly, and is pulling 8 Lionel cars with no problem at all. As you see, this is running just absolutely splendidly. You know, this motor was junk. This was bottom of the barrel junk. And just so you can see, this is definitely the same motor. You know, the thing was just absolutely beat to death. So I just got it mounted in this shell with a couple of wire ties for right now. Put a couple of drops of oil on it, and it is up and running. Added some 490 push rods and a front crossbar. So, was it worth $3? You tell me. You know, why anybody would butcher a motor like this, I have absolutely no idea. But as I always stress, just because it's junk when you get it, doesn't mean it's going to be junk when you're finished with it. It is far from being a prize. It is an old battered shell with an old butchered motor in it. The thing is, it's up and running. And not only running, but running absolutely perfectly. As you can see. Pulling 8 Lionel cars at 50% power with no problem at all. So, in any case, I just wanted to do a quick follow-up video. Gave me something to do tonight, and the result was more than satisfactory. Like I said, this shell is junk. It's all broken up. It was majorly broken here. That's a repair that I did. But it's got a old butchered motor in it, and it's up and running with absolutely no problem at all. So it just depends on how much energy and time you want to put into this. But as you see, the result was definitely worth it. This old motor is running just absolutely splendidly. Double reduction motor, pulling 8 Lionel cars. It's actually running faster now. That's 40% power, about. So the more it runs, the better it'll run. Anyway, I just want to do a follow-up on this. Don't overlook the junk. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.